Okay, so I've been on a quest to make the perfect crucible for sintering the Virtual Foundry's materials. And actually this quest has gone on for months. I've made some progress. I'm going to share some of that. This is my first attempt at a solo video. Let's kind of see how it goes. So this example, it looks awful, but actually this was made about 6 or 8 months ago, and this was the first time that I had success with a hand-formed crucible. So basically, the clay body recipe is excellent, so I've been looking for a method of fabricating them at a slightly higher scale, or larger scale. This particular crucible has been sintered dozens and dozens of times, and is still basically in the same condition as when I started. So I'm going to take you on a quick tour of sort of how we got to where we are, or where I am on this project. And we now have a crucible that we're starting to manufacture. I'm going to send it out to some beta testers starting this week, and hopefully have them in the store in the next few weeks. So let's start with the messy part. So this is my box of failed crucibles. These obviously are the worst of the fails, but they get better from there. Here's one that had a spontaneous, very negative chemical reaction with one of the glazes that I was working with. And this one actually may have worked, but it was right next to the one that that kind of went crazy on me here, so I took that out with it. Some of the other ones, they were just incompatible glazes, or glazes that were incompatible with the clay body. I did a lot of experimenting with sodium silicate, things like that. This one came out kind of cool, but really not what I wanted for a crucible. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of the successes. So this is the one where I decided the clay body was where I wanted it to be. The heft of it is good enough that it'll help with some of the thermal conductivity and hopefully minimize hot spots inside of the crucible. This is one of the problems that we're having with the Aluma crucibles that we sell online now, is they just don't distribute the heat very well. Here's a slightly more refined version of essentially the same thing. We'll do some more testing with this, and this particular one will go out to a beta tester. A bit more on the topic of fails. As you can see, success did not come quickly. Here's the setup that I have for slip casting the crucibles at the moment. I'll take some better video as I open them up later and demold. Here's a few more shots of our slip casting setup. This is getting larger and larger as we go.